Hi Pisces, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your monthly report for the month of April. We begin the month in Aries season, and Aries is a cardinal fire sign that likes to make things happen. It's very fiery and impatient, but cardinal signs catalyze things and they move things ahead. And for you, as you begin the month, the Sun, Venus, and Chiron, the wounded healer, are all transiting in your house of income, how you earn money, and what you value, as well as how you can be creative. And this is a big focus for you, primarily the beginning of the month, but for the month of April. And on the 3rd of April, Mercury, which is the planet of communication, also enters the sign of Aries, where it'll be until April 19th. More focus on your creativity and how you can earn money. On the 6th of April, Venus, which is transiting in Aries, forms a beautiful sextile to Mars. Mars is transiting in Gemini in your house of home and family, emotional foundation, as well as real estate. This is a very creative combination. It's really good for focusing on work, good for focusing on your home, if you're fixing up your place, if you're dealing with real estate. Excellent energy, very creative and romantic as well. On the 9th of April, Saturn, which is transiting in the sign of Aquarius, and will be there until March 7th of 2023, forms a beautiful trine of the North Node of Fate, which is transiting in Gemini at the bottom of your chart in the house of real estate, home, and security. And the North Node is going to be there until January of 2022. Pay attention to whom you meet during that time. There could be very fated opportunities. This could be a good time for meeting people, for connecting. If you work at home or if you have your own business, this could also be very positive. But Mercury meets up with Chiron, the wounded healer. That could bring up some emotional issues for people. But I think the more challenging part is Mars is going to square Neptune in your sign. And Neptune is transiting in your first house of self and new beginnings. It doesn't mean that opportune circumstances and people can't come your way, but it does mean that it could delay things or make it a bit confusing on that date. I still feel it's time to pay attention to whom you meet. And on the 10th of April, Mercury forms a very helpful aspect to Saturn, and that can structure very positive and solid communication. Venus and Jupiter, which are both the benefics of the zodiac, are also working in harmony, and this could bring you new financial opportunities. It could be good for, for creativity, and just really good for new energy coming into your life. On the 11th of April, we have a new moon that takes place at 10:31 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And this new moon occurs at 22 degrees of Aries. The new moon is always an excellent time for setting intentions and planting new seeds and really doing some manifesting work and the law of abundance. And for you, this new moon falls in your house of money and income. Definitely set intentions and work with this new moon. This new moon directly triggers the Saturn-Pluto conjunction that occurred on January 12th of last year. And that conjunction occurred in Capricorn at the world axis and brought down many structures in our lives. For you, it occurred in the house of friends and groups and networks. Very difficult energy. Hopefully this new moon gives you signs of how you can be creative, moving forward in this new age of Aquarius, how you can be creative, how you can earn money and reinvent yourself in this very innovative time. It's going to be a volatile new moon because it's setting off that conjunction that changed the world. And also later that day, Venus is going to square Pluto. And that could bring breakups, that could bring challenges with financial issues. That will be a bit volatile, but the new moon is in Aries, which is cardinal fire and wants to start new things and is the sign of new beginnings. So definitely work with that new moon. On the 13th of April, the sun forms a helpful aspect to Mars, and that's a good energy for being creative, for you for earning money and feeling confident. On the 14th of April, Venus enters the sign of Taurus, and it'll be there until May 8th. Venus loves being in Taurus. It's very creative and fertile in the sign of Taurus. And for you, it falls in your house of communication and learning and local neighborhood and community and communication of all forms. A lot of focus around communication as we get further into the month. On the 16th of April, the sun squares Pluto in the sky, and that could bring power struggles and endings and just a bit of volatility, definitely. So there's a lot of Pluto energy this month and a lot of cardinal energy. So it's good for getting things done, but Pluto eliminates things in our lives that are no longer working. On the 17th of April, Mars trines Jupiter in the sky, and that can be a very fortuitous combination. Mars is transiting in Gemini, and it's trining Jupiter in your house of the imagination and the subconscious mind. And this could bring a lot of connecting and networking, but that day Mercury squares Pluto, and that can be good for doing research and getting to the bottom of things, but that can bring power struggle. Pluto brings triangles, so recognize that that energy is at play. I still feel it's a very lucky combination with Mars and Jupiter in harmony, and Mercury is also forming good aspects to both of those planets. So definitely manifest and work with that. On the 19th of April, both the Sun and Mercury enter the sign of Taurus in your house of communication and learning and teaching and writing. The Sun will be there until May 20th, and Mercury will be there until May 3rd. Now a lot of focus on your local community and on marketing and writing. If you want to take classes, it's an excellent time for doing so and promoting yourself with all forms of communication. On the 22nd of April, Venus and Uranus meet up in the sky, and I feel that that can be very creative, very innovative. It's in your house of learning and writing and communication. With Uranus, you can expect the unexpected, but the moon is in Virgo, making very creative aspects that day. So I think that nice aspect. So I think that will be more of a fun energy. On the 23rd of April, Mars enters the sign of Cancer, where it'll be until June 12th, not January 12th, but June 12th. And it's going to be transiting in your house of creativity and romance and love affairs. If you're single, this is excellent time for love and romance. It's excellent time for creativity and joy. The 5th house represents the heart chakra. So this is a big focus for you now to find ways to obtain your joy and love. And that's a nice energy. On the 24th of April, Mercury meets up with Uranus, and that could bring you unexpected communication or information. On the 24th of April, 25th of April, Venus squares Saturn, and that can be more restrictive with creativity and with finances, and that could feel more blocked. On the 26th of April, we have a full moon that takes place at 11:32 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 7 degrees and 6 minutes of Scorpio. This full moon falls in your house of teaching and manifesting and hope and optimism. Hopefully you can tap into that, and it brings manifestation to something you've been working on or promoting. Maybe you've been doing some writing and you're trying to get published. Maybe you've been doing manifesting work and it brings fruition, but realistically, and you're a very sensitive sign, that full moon is going to be intense. It's in its fall position because the moon is exalted rather in the opposite sign of Taurus, and the following day Pluto, which rules the sign of Scorpio, is going to station retrograde at 26 degrees and 48 minutes of Capricorn, and that's going to be in your house of friends and groups. And we feel that energy 5 days before and 5 days after. And Pluto represents death and change, major endings. It can be very heavy emotions, definitely with a full moon in Scorpio and a Pluto station. But it also is helping us all to figure out what we need to release, which is very much the energy of Scorpio. On the 29th of April, Mercury forms a helpful sextile to Neptune in your sign, and that can be very creative thinking and good for writing and networking. And on the 30th of April, the Sun meets up with Uranus in Taurus, and that could bring unexpected energy, and it can be creative, but again with Uranus, expect the unexpected. I wish you a lot of luck. It's going to be a very busy month, a lot happening, a lot of intensity. And here we go. So thank you, Pisces. Take care.